Hello viewers and welcome back to my radio repair channel. Today no radio repair again, but we have a keyboard. It's made by Casio. I don't know anything about keyboards, I don't play keyboard. So you think like, what is this thing doing here? Well, it's from one of the locals over here. I found out that I do some repair work. Some of them actually watched my channel. It's like, oh, could you do me a favor, my keyboard so and so, it seems that it's been broken for more than a year now. And this would be the first actual repair in my new in my new hobby room, so to speak. It's not finished yet. Like I said, I still want to have this piece of plywood on the wall where I can hang my things up, just like I used to have them back over in Innsbruck, of course. But at least there is a temporary a lamp, and another one, by the way, you can't see it on the camera. So if I need some extra light, but it's almost 12 o'clock, so it's light enough over here. I don't need any extra lighting. Alright, what else is up with it? This is the power supply that goes with it, and as you can see, this is probably already a replacement. You can set the voltages, but also you can change the polarity. And maybe that's where it went wrong, that they went like, oh well, let's try something. What happens if we flick this switch? I don't know, yeah, could be. What does that mean for people who don't know? With these universal, basically, power supplies, one switch lets you select the voltage you need, and the other one polarity. Now what does that mean? It's a DC power, of course, and here is a plug, which the outside is metal, and the inside there's also a contact. Now polarity means that, for example, here on the outside would be minus and the inside would be the positive. You can actually change it. There's a switch on this power supply that changes that, so your positive would be on the outside and your negative on the inside. Now you understand, when that's the wrong way around for whatever you need it, you're gonna blow the thing up. They could have overcome the problem, of course, to spend 0.0 cent on a diode to build that into the apparatus, and then you would overcome the problem easy, but of course they didn't do that. So there is a chance that I might have done that the polarity was wrong. I don't know, maybe the power supply itself is maybe not strong enough. I don't know how many, 9 watts current, 500 milliamps, it should be enough. So, but let's investigate that first before I do anything else. Right, it's a rather big one. I think it dropped at least one time, because there is, I don't know if that shows here, yeah, there's quite a crack here, yeah, and there's some more, and if you, something came loose, so it needs to get taken apart anyway, but let's check on the power supply first and see if that thing is working, and then see what the keyboard needs. So, alright, there we go. Well, after a short investigation, I found out that the keyboard needs 9 volts, and believe it or not, positive on the outside, which is to me totally illogical, but some companies would actually do it. Right, so if I look at the power supply, yeah, it's actually in the right position. Polarity, the switch is down, and that means positive is on the outside. So that's done properly. The set voltage is 7.5 volts. Yeah, that might be enough, because usually they put out a lot more than what the selector says, so to speak. But that's of course stationary. That's when there is no load on it. So, well, let's test it anyway. Oh, and then here the insulation tape, just some tape around this connector is also not looking very promising. We'll investigate to see what's up with that. And this is this universal connector. It basically fits anything. Yeah, it actually looks like it's been bent a bit. You see. Maybe that's the one that's been in use the most. And well, let's just see if this power supply still works. Stop talking and do something. Yeah. So plug it in here. Well, we don't have a power cut yet, so all right. Set the voltmeter. Let's see. So. Well, as you can see, it's not doing anything. It's that the meter. This is nothing. This is no voltage. Let's investigate more and see if maybe the other ones. Nope. No, it's the same. So to begin with, the power supply is already not in order. It has screws, believe it or not, so we can open it up and see what's going on inside. Well, this is opened up, and to me it looks like it's been hot at a certain point in time. Is this, well, let me see it. Yeah, this lead it didn't came off, but it's melted a little bit, and that's why it looks like at first I thought it came off. Yeah, but it's not. It's just the wire itself is still attached to the circuit board, if you can actually see that. And this wire with the white stripe on it, it looks like it stands off a little bit, like it came off. Well, it didn't. The wire itself is still attached to the board. It's the plastic that melted off and tried to get straight. So yeah, maybe that's why they put some tape over this. That in the past it must have shorted, I suppose, and maybe it's still shorting. What will I do? I will just cut this whole assembly off, right, like this. So this cannot short anymore because it's no longer a part of the power supply. Right. So we have to strip the wires back. Yeah. And see what we have then. See if the power supply actually survived. Well, here it is. As you can see, nothing is happening. So the power supply did not survive. It might be the diodes that are blown up. So maybe I can fix it. We should try. Now I wanted to test first to see if the transformer is doing anything at all, but that's not easy, as you can see. I had to remove the plug part, so to speak, in order to get to the bottom of the transformer or the circuit board. So that would mean I would temporarily have to solder some wires on this thing with a plug and plug it in. Now that's not a lot of work, but it's a hassle. I'm not going to do it. What you can measure is, of course, the resistance of the coils. And that seems to be in order. It doesn't. Yeah, even the capacitor is still somewhat alive. There you go, other half. But the capacitor is still alive, so usually when it's short circuit in this kind of way, it's diodes that's gonna blow up. So, and I happen to have a few diodes, so yeah, it's a fiddly job. You might say, like, oh, why don't you just throw it away and get another one? Yes, that's the easy way, but we don't like that over here, of course. Why not just fix what you have? And that would be in line with how things work in this country. People don't like throwing stuff away. They repair anything up until the point that it really becomes unrepairable, and then they get rid of it, but then you actually really can't do anything with it anymore. Alright, so let's desolder the diodes and investigate a little bit. So I found my soldering iron and my tin sucker in between all the moving boxes. You know, it took me a little while to find them. I had bought some spare ones, brand new. I never used them before. Well, that's the ones I found, of course. And I wanted to have the one that I'm normally using, since it's still not broken. Well, why start using the new ones, you know? But I did find the old one, so that's good. So let's do it from desoldered and see if we can get them off the board. Oh. Alright, well, you have to help it a little bit. It's just bent, so that's also not. Alright, let's see if that helped anything. It should. So, and then it's tiny screwdriver. There we go. So, yeah, still removed. 2 other ones. So here we are. The diodes are replaced. And one of them, one of them was open even. So they're not short, it's open, and that's what happens. That a little crack in it, and that actually already indicates that there's been a short. And then diodes don't like that very much. And that's probably due to this thing here with the multi-connectors, and you see there was already a little bit of tape on it, amateuristic, you know, and that this thing is completely bent. There's clearly a short in it. Now I cut it off the cord, you know, but then of course you need a new plug. Now I was looking for plugs. Now I have all sorts of course, but not the one I needed. No problem. I also have a stash of lots of cables and wires that I always keep from broken equipment. And there happened to be a cable with the correct plug. So I soldered that one on there as well. Check the polarity, of course. Now you can, as you know, you can switch that, but it should actually match with your plug as well. Not everybody has a multimeter to check that. Well, there we go. Positive on the outside, negative on the inside. And there we go, 11 volts. What we need is 9, but like I said, under load the voltage will come down a bit, and then so that's at least the power supply repaired. I will put the thing back together, and then we're gonna check the keyboard. So here it is. Power supply has been put back together, and now let's plug it in. Yeah, this end goes in here. Oh. So, let's switch it on. The power light comes on. Well, there's sound coming out of the thing. I still don't like the fact that it rattles, and that there is a huge crack here. So it did fall at a certain point in time, and before something happens that might short it, you know, like seems to be modern thing shorting. I mean, it's the first short that I repaired on the power supply, so to speak. Something might short inside this thing at a certain point in time, because if it rattles like that, that ain't no good. So let's investigate and see what's up with that. So I opened it, took all the screws out, and well, here it is. The bottom has a battery compartment, because you can run it off some batteries as well. So there is a little wire going from this from this bottom to the circuit board. You would expect there to be a little plug, so you could unplug the wire and put this thing aside. No such luck. It's soldered on, of course. All right. So that only makes it a bit awkward to work on it, because this thing this bottom panel will always be in the way, of course. Right. What was rattling? Well, let's see. I can show you that. It's one of the speakers. It came completely off. It has like these plastic studs in which the screws are, and all 4 studs broke clean off. See what I can do about it. I hope I can glue them back. I have some really good epoxy glue. My brother-in-law gave me that, the one from England, of course. And I will try that first, see how that goes. Usually it's strong enough because it's pretty good stuff. If that is not working, then I'll just have to be a bit more, rigorous. There where the studs were, I will drill holes through the plastic, and I put the screws in from the other side with some spacers and some nuts, and tie that. You'll be able to see the screws, of course, on the other side, but hey, it's already not the prettiest keyboard I've ever seen, and it has to be functional, it has to be working, and it's of course always better when the speakers are actually attached to it instead of rattling inside loose. So let's see what we can do with it. So I mixed some of the epoxy glue. I put it here on the spots where the studs used to be from the speaker. Now I left all the studs on the speaker because they are in the right position. So it makes life a little easier. Just turn that around, push it on there, and now we just have to wait until the glue is set. So it's going to take a little while, I suppose. So I think I'm going to take a break and come back within a few hours to show you the results. So here we are a few hours down the road, so to speak. I had a shower, I had something to eat, I had a little rest. That happens if you get an old guy. I woke up a bit early this morning. I couldn't catch sleep anymore, and that's because the sun is already up and the weather is so nice. And then in the morning, and I talk about let's say 7 o'clock or so, it's not that crazy hot outside, so it's actually rather nice to sit outside. Or I actually do walk, not fast, but just a stroll, you know, just to keep everything going. So my joints are not going to rust. You see what I mean? So try to stay a little bit supple as far as that is still possible, of course. And then enjoy sitting outside with a coffee. But alright, what's up with our keyboard? Well, I did glue the speaker back, or at least all the little studs where the screws were in. And that's a great success. It's really good glue. I already knew that, of course, but hey, you never know how it works when you're over here. It's a different environment. Maybe the plastic is a different. Oh well, yeah, it should be the same. I don't know. So, but it's a success. There were more bits and pieces broken off of other studs which hold the back panel. It's not a big deal really, because there is enough screws in there anyway. So one stud more or less is really not going to make a difference. But just to see how strong the glue is. I glued one of the studs back in anyway, and now I'm trying to wiggle it, but it's really tight. Well, I will get the camera a little bit closer, and then we can check it out us together. So here's the camera a little closer. Here's our speaker. That is good in place now. And I don't know if the camera's I have to point it downwards a little bit now. Yeah, here's that stud I talked about here, and that's really strong. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, but the speaker is in there good, so I'm going to put it back together. Well, putting the last few screws in, and then it's time to properly test it. There's another thing: if you put screws like these plastic. Well, the screws are made out of metal, of course, but it's kind of like a self-tapping screw, not entirely, but it'll cut its own thread, of course, in the plastic first time it gets screwed in there. Now, you would like to get into the same groove. Otherwise, if you don't do it, it'll cut another groove over the already existing groove. And if you do that often, then at a certain point the hole becomes too big and you can't put any screws in. So what you do is you reverse it first, and then you feel a click, and that means it gets into the groove that already was there. And then it's only plastic. So as soon as you feel resistance, stop turning the screw. Yeah? Otherwise you're gonna break it. So this already happened. You have one left over? Oh no. Let's see, where does it go? Ah, here. There's another one. So, that's in there, and now we'll turn it around and test it. Well, here it is, all put back together. The only thing is, I don't know how to play a keyboard, so I have no idea. I'm just doing something, I suppose. Just press a key. You see what we get? Well, we don't get anything. Yeah, maybe you have to switch it on first. It might help. It seems to have rhythms. See how that goes. I don't know. Ah. Well, you don't even have to do anything yourself almost, eh? But like I said, I don't know anything about it. It has a demo button to see what that does. I don't think I can let it play too long. It might be some copyright stuff, or they think it's copyright, I don't know. Well, let's see what we get. I don't think that's enough, otherwise copyright strike. It's the demo from the keyboard. It's on there. It's not something that I added on or anything. Doesn't matter. Yeah. So the only thing that worries me a little bit is that there are 4 keys here that are actually not doing anything. Maybe it has to do with the position of this here, what says fingered short. I don't know. The first 4 keys are not doing anything. From the 5th I get and if I change this position, let me see, then 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, well, this whole thing that says George is not doing anything. So I do not know if that means that it's broken, that the first 4 are not working, or maybe it has to do with the fact that I don't know how it works. I don't know. So does anybody know this? So let me, if you know anything about these things. Is it normal that the first 4 keys are not producing any sound? Or that I have to do something for it to make sound come out of it? Or maybe it's the position of this switch, or I'm probably doing something wrong, like I said. Or maybe the first 4 keys are dead, so I have to open it again. That also would not surprise me, because it had damage here. No, let me see. There's a crack here where it fell. I fixed that. I also did that. I didn't show it on the camera, but I just cleaned it. I also used the same epoxy glue and I actually reinforced it with another piece of plastic. Well, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, we're finished. It is of course still possible that there is something wrong with it. Like I said, the first 4 keys are not doing anything, they're dead. Maybe somebody knows how to get that done, or maybe indeed it indicates that there is a defect. But then we have to do some more investigation. It's probably something loose or so, but although I checked up on that, I didn't see anything crazy. It wouldn't surprise me if that would be the case. So this is it. We will go to my other house, the house where I normally am, where I do my thing, so to speak, where I sleep, where I eat, where I shower and everything else. This is just my hobby room. And well, when it's we enjoy beer time together, it'll be the same stuff as I had the last video. I didn't go out to get any fancy beers, and I think I wouldn't be able to because it's the end of the Ramadan. It's the Eid al-Fitr. We had yesterday, by the way, so the Hari Raya, the big day, or the great day, and then most shops are closed, quite understandable, of course. So therefore, so I made sure I had some beer in the house, but I forgot to buy anything fancy for my beer drinking towards the end of the videos. But it doesn't matter. We're gonna do it with the standard beer, so see you later. Hang on. Oh, here we are. This is the end of the video. That's where we normally have the beer tasting. And like I said, I don't have any fancy beer at this moment, but this will also do. It's the one I usually have. I will try another glass again. You don't hear that in church. Yeah, let's pour it. Alright, well, proost. It's nice. Could have been a little bit colder. It's been in the fridge for, well, at least the whole day. But on a warm day, it's always good. Alright, well, yeah, I'm sitting here outside on my terrace. It's around 9 o'clock in the evening, so I'll be sitting here for a couple more hours, and then it's time to go to bed. So this is it. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, remarks, or anything at all, put them in the comments down below. And hope to see you next time.